Out of all the manga I've read that explore characters' growth, none have hit me as hard as Land of the Lustrous. So Land of the Lustrous is a manga by Haruko Ichikawa about these gems that live on an island where they have to constantly defend themselves against these life forms that come from the moon called the Lunarians. However, the story as a whole mainly focuses on this gem called Phospholite, or Phos. Phos is one of the youngest and most fragile gems, and so because of that, they're pretty much useless in battle. So because of this, Phos is desperately trying to prove themselves, to be helpful, to have a purpose. While this story is about gems, the feelings and emotions behind it are so human that it does a very good job of making you relate to these characters. It's unlike anything I've ever read. And while the story is really good, I feel like the best thing about this manga is obviously the art. Like, holy crap, it is gorgeous. Ichikawa does a fantastic job. Like, man, not only with the paneling, but with the landscapes and the shapes, everything, even the atmosphere in this manga is second to none. Now, one of the characters that struck a chord with me besides Phos was Cinnabar. I don't want to get into too much detail because spoilers, but basically, Cinnabar isolates themselves from the other gems due to circumstances outside of their control. Phos, being who they are, tries to help, offering to find a different job for Cinnabar, something other than the night patrol job they do. And what really hit me is how Phos sees their own loneliness reflected in Cinnabar. They're both trying to find meaning in a world they don't understand. The heavy dialogue between them and just watching them interact, both lost in the world, for me personally, is one of the most touching parts in this manga. Now, to be perfectly honest, Land of the Lustrous isn't a manga for everyone. There's many things that happen in this manga that aren't explained right away, and at times, it can feel slow or confusing. But the way Land of the Lustrous sets up the intrigue and mystery of the world is very unique, especially when you get to find out more about the Lunarians and the world surrounding the gems. And seeing the way Phos evolves from a lighthearted, innocent gem to a more serious character made it a very compelling journey. If you're looking for something that sticks with you, something that explores identity, inferiority complex, purpose, and the painful beauty of change, then this is a manga you should definitely check out. And one last thing before I wrap up the video. I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but if you are reading this manga digitally, then I definitely recommend the colored version, as it can be a bit confusing at first figuring out which gem is who, since some of them look kinda similar. Or feel free to also check out the anime adaptation that covers the first 4 volumes, as in my opinion, it is one of the best anime adaptations out there. But all that being said, that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed. Read Land of the Lustrous, and peace.